From Ebola to the enterovirus, this year has seen outbreaks of several kinds of dangerous viruses.
Yeah, potentially deadly ones that teams are working hard to keep out of the U.S. for good. Our Heather Hedges shows us how.
Two viruses, one from the jungles of Africa, infecting more than 10,000 people, half of them now dead, the other halfway across the world in the United States. More than 800 infected just this fall, and it's been linked to the deaths of 4 children. So where do these viruses come from? And how are they spreading so close to home?
The word Ebola frightens all of us. So when you hear your son say, "Dad, I think I'm in trouble," and you realize he's talking about Ebola, you can't express what that makes you feel. Your heart sinks.
No one seems to be immune to Ebola, not even the son of a Brown University doctor who specializes in intensive and critical care. Ashoka Mukpo contracted Ebola while working as a cameraman in Liberia. His parents tell me they haven't forgotten the fear they felt when they got the news.
We had some very dark moments.
And for good reason. This is the world's worst ever recorded outbreak of Ebola. The first case was recorded in the Democratic Republic of Congo in 1976. Then in the late 90s, a single episode was recorded in West Africa. So why the epidemic now? We turn to Dr. Ron Corley and Dr. Elke Mühlberger, microbiology professors at Boston University.
We believe it might be a fruit bat.
How are they getting from fruit bats to humans? Bats are part of West Africans' diets.
They're very low on protein sources in some of these resource-poor countries, which is why they go after animals such as bats. It's part of their culture. If they somehow get Ebola on their skin and touch it to their eye or have a crack in their skin, cut, or so on, it can get into the body immediately.
But once the disease is in the body, Dr. Mühlberger and her students say our body's immune systems seem to have a hard time recognizing it's there.
We have no way to kill the virus in our body. It just amplifies and amplifies and amplifies.
At the same time, researchers are working to understand another virus attacking in large numbers, especially children, Enterovirus D68, and this one's hitting close to home. Just this fall, a 10-year-old girl from Cumberland, Rhode Island, died of a staph infection, and Enterovirus D68 was found in her body. Dr. Michael Agus of Boston Children's Hospital says at the height of the outbreak, his hospital alone treated between 200 to 300 children, triple the number of respiratory illnesses they're used to seeing this time of year.
Children who come into the ER exhibiting Enterovirus D68 type symptoms typically could receive 3 levels of care. Step 1, breathing medications, including inhalers. If those don't work, an IV with medications. And if that doesn't work, a respirator attached to a breathing mask.
As with Ebola, this strain of enterovirus is not new. It was first isolated in California in 1962. Up until now, though, it was considered rare. So why the recent uptick in cases more than 50 years since it first turned up?
We live in an increasingly congested environment, meaning we're exposed to more people. And so that's a perfect environment to spread viral disease.
And there is a battle going on right now about the best way to contain Ebola and stop the spread of the virus. There's also a debate over whether quarantines are appropriate or a violation of people's constitutional rights. As for vaccines, right now there still is no vaccine for Ebola or for Enterovirus D68, but those doctors who you heard from in the piece there do think researchers may be even months away from developing an Ebola vaccine. We are watching both viruses closely. We'll continue to bring you the latest information as things develop. I'm Heather Hedges, Fox 25 News.